So, Mr. Chairman, it's great to have you here. I'll turn with you now so we might receive an update from the events that occurred in North Carolina and the response to them.
Thank you, Governor. I'd like to open up by thanking President Trump. He and his administration have continued to deliver substantial aid to my home state of North Carolina as the Western region builds from the massive damage sustained from Hurricane Helene. In the past week alone, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem has announced an additional $124 million in funding from FEMA to North Carolina to cover items like road repairs, critical infrastructure restoration, debris removal, and other emergency actions taken to protect life and property following the storm. FEMA is reimbursing these costs through the Public Assistance Program, which provides funds for state and local government response and recovery work. To date, more than $655 million has been provided to North Carolina from FEMA for road repair, debris removal, critical infrastructure repairs, and more, including more than $350 million in public assistance reimbursements, which have been approved to support the recovery efforts in the state since President Trump took office on January 20th, 2025. The damage caused in North Carolina by Hurricane Helene was catastrophic by any measure. 108 people lost their lives. More than 73,000 homes were damaged, affecting more than 200,000 people. Thousands of roads were closed with an estimated $2.4 billion in damage. 22 wastewater treatment plants and 25 wastewater facilities sustained damage, and approximately 45,000 small businesses sustained over $7 billion in losses, including significant impacts to tourism and agriculture. Thanks to the significant efforts of President Trump and his administration, along with Senators Ted Budd and Tom Tillis, Representatives Chuck Edwards, Virginia Foxx, and Tim Moore, we have seen a dramatic improvement in response with a whole of government recovery at every level this year. Following President Trump's trip to Western North Carolina in January, Vice President Vance, Secretaries Noem, Duffy, Rollins, and Turner, along with many other key administration officials, have toured the region and met with local officials, recovery teams, and small business owners with a simple message: we will be here until the work is done. In addition to the FEMA funding, the Small Business Administration has approved more than $350 million in federal disaster loans to support North Carolina businesses, nonprofits, homeowners, and renters affected by Helene. The Department of Housing and Urban Development has delivered $1.43 billion for housing assistance to the state of North Carolina in Community Development Block Grant disaster recovery funding, as well as $225 million directly to the city of Asheville. The Department of Transportation has provided $350 million to the North Carolina Department of Transportation in 2025 for repairs to the thousands of miles of roads and hundreds of bridges that were damaged by the storm. As I have spoken with local officials, state legislators, small business owners, and homeowners throughout Western North Carolina, I have been amazed at the strength and resilience of the region's people and communities. But the region has needed and will continue to rely on significant government support to recover and rebuild. The work of this FEMA Review Council is critical to ensure that the response to disasters will be dramatically better than the initial response that we saw from FEMA under the Biden administration and the North Carolina government under Roy Cooper following Hurricane Helene. I am very glad that this council will be hosting a public meeting in North Carolina in order to hear from state and local officials, as well as local residents and business owners. I am grateful to President Trump for his leadership, helping North Carolina recover and rebuild, and creating this important council. Thanks also to Secretaries Noem and Hegseth for leading our work here, and to you, Governor Bryant, and the council staff for managing this process. Thank you.